I'm just grateful because a lot of people, especially where I grew up, the rating of like you making it to your 18 was like not very high because a lot of kids got killed from like gang violence or like just people doing drive-bys. So like the age of like you hitting 18 would have been like, oh, you hit that, you gotta get out of here, you know, like.
Yeah.
So just the appreciation, like I even made it this far.
Welcome to the Level Up Life Muscle and Mindset Mastery, where we explore the mindset, fitness, recovery, and life lessons that help people create lasting change and become the person they're capable of being. Got two young men here with us today, Barrett Carpenter and my boy Dion. Dion, welcome, guys.
How's it going?
So let's start with you, Barrett. Tell me a little bit about yourself, what your background is.
Well, I'm 20 years old. A little bit about my background. Growing up, grew up with my dad in the household. About 4 years old, my mom had got into some trouble, and she just got into some trouble, and she had went to prison for a long time, and when that had all happened, everything started to spiral. I grew up with my brother in the household, my dad and my mom at the start, and then just out of nowhere, it was just me and my dad. And my dad, he took a really good accountability into his hands. He'd stopped working, and he had decent money, but we grew up pretty poor,
Yep.
And I had everything I wanted, like everything I needed. I got to play sports growing up, participate in school activities. And I don't know, as I got older, I built this, I guess you could say hate, or I just wasn't good with authority towards taking authority from anybody, from cops, from as far as teachers, my own father, and I just built up all this anger, and when I had built up all this anger, it turned into I didn't know what to do with it, and it felt like I just wanted to be recognized for something, or I wanted my voice to be heard. I don't know exactly what it is, man, but it turned into me fighting, me drinking a lot, drinking and driving. And then I was on juvenile probation a lot growing up. And once I had turned 17 and I had caught a fleeing and eluding as a juvenile, I did some time in juvenile. And around the time I was about to turn 18, I was begging on my knees to my probation officer to let me off on my 18th birthday. I thought I was so ready. I was so, and right after that, about a month after I got let off probation, I was back out. I had got this car. I was drinking and driving, and I'd gotten into a police chase, and I got into some trouble, and I caught a felony charge.
Caught it.
And lots of misdemeanors, and yeah, I did about 9 months in the county jail, and jail was a lot different than juvenile detention. I learned a lot more. It was a lot more punishment. And when I went into the jail, it was just, I kind of knew that I had to stop playing around so much. I wasn't going around like how I was outside, trying to pick at people, trying to make them, trying to really do anything, trying to get a reaction out of somebody, trying to make someone else's.
Like an instigator.
Yeah, trying to be an instigator. And I wasn't doing that in jail, and I knew I wasn't doing it. I was like, yeah, this is kind of like a tone setter. Like, you need to grow up real quick. And I I had heard a lot of good stories inside of jail, and it was there's a couple people inside of jail, and they, you know, what happens inside of jail. A lot of people tell you what the right thing to do is, and you know what you should be doing. And yeah, I had I got out of jail, and I wouldn't say I was perfect. You know, I was out looking for jobs and stuff, you know, and my dad goes to M's Cafe in the morning, and he had met with Buddy, and was like, hey, my kid, he needs a job, and he knew Buddy was in recovery, and he had a lot of support in the community, and he was like, it'd be a good idea for my boy to come work with you, and Buddy was like, yeah, sure, we'll make it happen. And it happened, and I was stoked. I was really stoked. Buddy treated us and took care of us really good, and everything was moving so fast still when I had first got out of jail, and I had money in my pocket. I was still out hanging with the old playmates, you know, and when all that started happening, when I started hanging out with the old people, you know, hanging out, doing the same old stuff, I wound up getting a probation violation. And after that stay that I did, that was about 9 months, and I went back for those 3 days, I was like, man, this is it, man. Like, this is over. I know this is my fault now. So what do I got to do? And I really thought about it, and it's all about, you know, you got to be dedicated to something, you know, and be happy with what you got. Mm-hmm. Especially, I mean, it's just some things aren't, you got to live in the moment, you know, you can't manifest too much.
No. What about you, Dion?
I'm 18, and I guess where it all started for me was probably, my anger probably started, well, even when I was younger, my childhood wasn't the best. My mom got in a car wreck when she was 13 that, like, cracked her back. So she used to take medicine to, like, help her with her pain. And then some point along the line, it stopped being over the counter, so she could no longer get it. So then that's when she had moved on to her, like, usage of, like, heroin and all that. And then everybody knows.
That stuff grabs your soul, too.
Yeah. And everybody knows when one person does it and there's two people in a group, the other person's more likely to do it. So then my dad started doing it. And then it got really hard for us on the kids in general, just because two parents that are drug addicts don't really get together like a family should. So when I was 3, we had moved from Florida because we had lost everything due to, like, them spending money on drugs. So we had, like, lost the house, our storage unit of all of our stuff, and, like, had moved to Vegas because that's where my dad knew family from, which it kind of just got worse from there because he knew people that he used to party with and get dope from and do all that. So being around other people that do it doesn't really help other people stop. So, I mean, it got pretty hard there. But when I came to Michigan, I was around 9, and my mom had gotten custody over me from my dad because at the time I was just living with my dad. And then when I was getting in trouble when I was between, like, 9 and 10 is when I started, like, just not caring because I had been so used to being on my own that I didn't really quite grasp listening to other people. So I had a hard time when she told me I needed to be home. I wanted to be out. Like, anything she told me, I wanted to do the exact opposite. Because it was like, you know, that was just like, I can do what I want. I think I'm old enough. I think I know enough, but I'm just a kid. But I had taken care of my sister, had done it all. So I think I was grown. So I just started acting like it. And then I started, like, running from the cops. And most of mine aren't, like, super bad. They're more just like, I just went and did stupid stuff for attention. Or maybe, for me, I had, like, a really big problem when I was younger with stealing. Probably because we grew up poor and I didn't have a whole lot. So, like, I got into, like, getting in trouble with, like, stealing, like, BB guns and, like, just doing, like, dumb stuff. But once you start doing that, you start getting a thrill, and then you can just go bigger and bigger and bigger. And it started going to, like, wanting to do cars and going in groups of, like, people in, like, Saginaw who go and, like, just bounce cars and just do all, like, really dumb stuff because I just wanted more of it, like, the dopamine and the adrenaline. And then when it got really bad is when I had came out of lockup. So I was supposed to do around a 4-month stay. And then, because I violated probation for like the 4th time or something like that. And then I got out about 2 weeks earlier. So, and then I was like, okay, because I wasn't behaving. I was still getting locked down. So I was just still, just being bad. I had got out. And then when I got in the room, I thought I got in trouble again, because I was just used to, it was just me, my PO, and people that I know. So I was like, okay, I'm probably in trouble again. He's probably going to send me back there longer. I'm used to it by now. But instead, he had told me that my mom died. So then when that had hit me, I think that's where just the hate for the world just started. That's when I started, like, going out and drinking and hanging out with, like, people who are 5 years, 10 years, 20 years older than me. Just people that are, like a 13-year-old kid shouldn't be hanging around. And then that's just kind of where my life kind of just went all over the place. I was just doing a whole bunch of stuff. I had a loud car and would just go around town all night getting in trouble. But then I also think I'm pretty grateful, too, because around when I was 16 years old, I got locked up for being excruciating loud with my car and then just, like, being a douchebag to the cops. But, like, I did that, and then that's when I realized, because at some point I kind of realized that, like, I do this enough times, I'm not going to be going to a place where they feed you cupcakes for dinner and, like, you have a nice teacher and, like, the staff care about you and all that. I'm going to go to a place that they're just, like, they don't care about you. I mean, basically you're just another inmate to them. Like,
you're a number.
Yeah, you're not somebody that they want to actually help you change or give you the steps on, like, where you got to go. So then when I was around 16, I think it was 16, my mom had reached out to one of you guys, and then I started training with Ryan.
Yep.
And then when I started training with Ryan at Edge, I started seeing Buddy around because I always thought he was super big. It's a big little jack guy.
Yep.
So I always just asked him what he did because he had a shirt on. So I asked him what he did. And I told him he'd hire me. This was like about when him and Nick Hale were, having a little thing. So he was like, nah, just wait till you're 17 so I can put you on my insurance too. I turned 17, then they had broke off. So he was like, yeah, just give me a little bit. And then I think I was around like 16 and a half because it wasn't long for my birthday. So I think I was about like 17 and a half when he had hired me. And then just from there, I was surrounded by a lot of people who just wanted change. So, and for somebody like me, I really didn't like enjoy myself or like just had a lot of things that I had to work through. But just having a group of like men that care about you and like have been there like hundreds of times over and over again had helped me see like, okay, I'm young. I might as well just take what they had learned at like 30s and 40s and they're just now trying to learn and just try to apply it to what I am doing now. And then, so I've been there for almost about, I think the 20th of this month, I'll be there for about a year. So, I mean, they changed my life. I mean,
yeah. And that's what Adam and I constantly talked about when we were training with you, right? Because you would say a lot of the right things. And it wasn't telling us what we wanted to hear, but what you wanted for life. But then you still have them bad behaviors, right? And we were no different.
Yeah.
How long we were in and out in the trouble and the dumb stuff, right? We're guys. Guys do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
My grandma used to say men don't grow up till at least 25.
Yeah. But so much where you wanted to do the right thing and it was easy but I mean, you were around us for half an hour, them short increments. And you would feed off that and who we were and whatnot. As soon as you were clocking out of that gym, and not necessarily just as soon, your friends and all them other habits, right? Yeah. And because it was no doubter that if you were surrounded by the good people, if you didn't do something dumb enough to go away for a long time, you were going to make it.
Yeah.
Right? It was enjoyable to be around you when you were fired up. I'm going to be the first person in my family to be a millionaire. I'm going to do this. And you had these plans and goals, and you talked about them all the time, all fired up, working out. But then you could tell sometimes, when times you wouldn't show up, you'd sleep in or late, and all that. And I mean, a lot of that's just part of growing up. We're dumb and we're teenagers, and 10 o'clock comes pretty early when
you just don't want to get up.
It's summertime and you don't have a job and them responsibilities of having to be grown, right? Like, but you showed signs like new, but it was just a matter of being around enough good people prior to doing something dumb enough that had a big enough sentence hanging over your head to ruin it,
Yeah.
So you both, I mean, like what he's just saying, the people you're around, You mentioned the bad people you were hanging out. You mentioned the bad people you were hanging out with. So that's highlighting the importance of who we're around, right?
Yes.
Who influences us, and how important it is to not just let yourself be around people, but consciously decide who you're going to let into your life. Buddy is a great person to be around. A lot of his crew, I don't know him personally, but I just know that atmosphere has produced a lot of good results for people. I also know the other side of the spectrum when I had terrible, I mean, they're not terrible people. Like you guys, when you're messing up, you aren't inherently bad people. You're making bad decisions, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So the people I hung out with, they're not inherently bad people, and they're just making bad decisions. And we all have shit we're going through. Like, I've lost a parent. I know what that's like.
Yep.
You know, it sucks. You can relate, you know, like we've all lost something that we care about dearly. Everybody in the world at some point. And so I always try and think that relating point, right, to connect with people. But back to the atmosphere, how big of a role in your experience, you guys are young, so not a ton of it, but shifting, do you notice a huge difference? We'll start with you, Barrett, shifting from the old crew to your new crew.
Old crew. What do you mean?
Like the people
the
you were
people I
hanging
used
around
to-
before.
Oh, wow, man. You know, I could say that it was like the people I was hanging around, but I also was a big influence myself, and I wasn't happy with myself at all, you know, and I would put myself in situations where I would go party. Go party with friends, and
I just want to point out, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second. Your first initial response there, you're not deflecting outward, you're automatically
right.
looking inward and being accountable. That's awesome, man. I just want to say that's awesome.
No, man, but like it's the truth, and you are who you hang around, and that is totally 100% true. And when you hang out around people with no want, or they don't have any goals, or they don't have anything going for them, besides just looking forward to, I don't know, hanging out with a bunch of people that are drinking and smoking and not even gonna care about what you're like, a bunch of people that don't care about you and don't have the best interest for you. And it was hard because I can sit here and say I didn't know it was good for me. I didn't know what a good friendship was. I thought having a good friendship was not snitching, fighting for each other, having a back whenever a bad time happened. It was never talk before something bad happened, or hey, you want to go out and go bowling or something. Like, I have never heard that besides hanging out with Dion. It's always anyone else. It's like,
You guys both hit the gym, right?
yeah, all the time,
all the
man.
time.
All the time, every day. And yeah, that's another thing too, man. Just finding something. Back towards changing from the old friend groups. I really, in jail, I don't know, I had time to think about a lot of of who I was putting myself around, what kind of positions I was putting myself in.
None of them party friends were writing letters or putting money
No,
on your
not
books,
at all.
were they?
Not at all, man. And you know, like the guys in the jails would tell you that stuff, and they would rot it into your ear, and it kind of stuck with me, you know. And when I got out, I didn't really necessarily change my friend group when I got out, but I knew I had to. And when I had gotten the job with Buddy, and I had seen the group of guys, you know, and I knew a couple people already when I first came in. I knew buddy Nick Birch. He had made it awesome for when I first got there. He made it very welcoming, you know, and it just kind of, I don't know, it was just very welcoming, and I knew just by seeing of what was going on there, it was just something that I wanted, and it was almost like a team sort of friendship, you know. And,
Oh yeah.
And it was actual bonding. It was real laughs, you know. And it was.
We change is scary, right? Whether it's
And
friend group, job, whatever, it's scary.
Change is very scary, and
then
that's my biggest thing, man.
That group, right? It's fitting in. When you're 18 and you start, and everybody else are all grown men, right? And it's something you haven't done before. It's intimidating.
Yeah.
Right? And even if everybody's trying to be cool to you, it's still intimidating. But having that younger one, Dion, when you started, you got Barrett right away, and with old Uncle Buddy, right, running the show. I mean, I love you, right? I love you.
Yeah.
And you feel it, and it's real.
Yes, it
right?
is very
Because he is very much like me and like Adam, like, you know, at the juvenile center, right? I get first good conversation with you, Dion, right? And talking, and it's like, I wanted the best for you. And I look at you guys, whether it's nephews, you know, the girls being nieces or sons and daughters, like, come under these wings. Like, I'm going to try and advise, obviously not force anybody to do anything, but like, hey, them guys in jail, you know, explain and talking about it. Like, we got to make a change. And it might be scary, but it's way better than the other alternative.
Right.
We're just going to be locked up or dead.
Yeah. It took me way longer to learn, so it's awesome to see you guys just at a young age taking those steps. I mean, nobody's perfect. Like, you're probably still gonna do something. Like, I mean,
You're young,
yeah,
right?
you're young, right? It's not gonna be perfect. I mean, took me till how old was I in 2016?
I don't know how old you are now.
31. I was 31 till I created some lasting change in my life. So you guys got so many years ahead, and it's awesome because you're cultivating like work ethic, right? I'm sure Buddy doesn't let you guys slack, right?
No, not at all.
No. And then what does lifting do?
It's just it's
the same thing, right?
Right.
You got to bust your ass at the gym. If you want the results, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Then it's like you're learning all these lessons, and like I said, you'll trip along the way. You might stop lifting for a little bit, and then you'll be like, man, I feel weak, and you'll get back to it, and then you'll remember, well, I don't want to stop because that's what I felt like before, you know. So it's this learning process that's just started so young for you guys that over time, you know, like when you're 41, I would assume you guys are both further along than what I was, you know. Started earlier. Started making good choices
100%.
earlier.
I mean, sky's the limit, what you guys are learning.
Mm-hmm.
And then the blessing of being around Rob, right, who is an amazing dude. And even if you guys aren't part of his full projects, you're learning, you're picking up. I was 15, I started roofing. And 18, I started doing HVAC. But there isn't much I couldn't do building a house from ground up. I've only done a couple of concrete jobs as far as pour foundations or poured walls. But I've been around it. And I mean, I could wire a whole house. I could plumb a whole house. That's where I first met your dad when I was about your age right now. But I could do it all because you pick up on it all. And as you're around and you're working, you're busting your ass, you can move in them inside jobs that you guys do, right? And, you know, Buddy wants all of us to grow. He don't want you guys to be working for him at 40, being a roofer. But whether it's owning your own company, doing something else, I mean, you guys are learning such good values and everything else to go into whatever you end up doing, whether it's your own roofing company or another trade or something completely different. Everything that you're building in your character will go into whatever else you end up deciding to do.
And like you had mentioned, you know, Barrett, you were there when you came on the crew, right?
Yep.
So you got to be kind of a mentor, leader, welcoming
Yeah, most
Dion in
definitely.
the crew, and that your time will come too, man, where you're that guy if it hasn't already. It's just in the recovery community. So when I got out of treatment, these little moments that you never know how big of an impact you're making in someone else's life. But I remember when I got back from treatment, went to a meeting. It was a Saturday morning meeting. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm so nervous pulling up there. Like, who's going to be here? You know, like, I got to do meetings every day. It was like 200 and some days that was court ordered. And I'm like, man, walk in these rooms. I see this guy I knew from high school comes up yelling my name like it was like he just won the lotto when he seen me. I'm like, what the heck? You know, they're so welcoming to me. I met some new guys that now, one of them stood in my wedding, and I met him at that meeting, that have become lifelong friends, part of my support group. So that moment made me feel comfortable to keep coming back to those meetings. And you guys being part of this now, can be those people for someone else, you know?
Yeah.
Because there is a disconnect when you're talking our generations, right? You guys listen to us to some extent, you know, we mentor, you guys teach us things along the way, but we just can't connect like you can someone that's closer to your age like you guys do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you guys, I considered leaders in that way. Like, even though you're still learning.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have to come into the juvenile center with us, right? And I mean, you were gone out of there, but Dion, like, you flocked, you know, towards us because we weren't staff, right? We treated you more like an adult when we were in there. How would you had listened to, I mean, especially the younger days, or you to yourself or to Dion, if you were a bit younger and you're 14, 15 in there, and you currently came in with Adam and I to work out with those kids and talk to them and give them a little bit of your story. It probably would have set in a whole lot harder because you see yourself in them shoes. Way difference when you're looking at us and we're old men, right? Shooting you straight and been there. But like Adam said, you don't relate the same as when you're 13 and dude's 18 or 20. You can see it and it's a whole lot realer right now versus like, man, this old ass dude, right? Because we think we know it all at that point. I mean, that's how it is about being a teenager. I mean, even when it's not just absolutely horrible behavior, but we think we know it all.
It's funny he said it the way, this old ass dude, because when I was younger, I had people like my uncle, he was one of them, and he's always had his life together, and he came up to me. We had coffee together, and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Like, asking me, 'cause they knew some of the bad decisions I was making. I hadn't gotten in trouble yet, but I call it terminally unique. Like, unique to the point where I was going to die thinking I was the only one that went through this, and this. That wasn't the case. So it was hard for me to connect with him, but I think about if there would have been someone my age that was like, dude, I've been to jail. I've been, locked up in juvenile detention. I've made bad decisions. I can tell you, go through this door. I'll show you a better way. you know, I probably would have been like, okay, I'm listening. You know, I might not have bought in, but that's where it's there's not. You guys are leaders, man. So
100%.
keep doing what you're doing and reach back where you can. Help people come out of that life because you are a light for someone.
Yeah, 100%. And you guys are gonna make a much bigger mark than what you think. Where you figured it out when you were still younger, right? 18, 19, like 17, right? You still been through a whole lot of shit, and you still have a whole lot of trauma, right? That you guys are dealing with.
Right.
And not knowing how and what and everything else, I mean, it goes with that behavior, right? As we sat here before this started to air, like, as dudes, we're dumb. You said the 25. It's, for me, it's like 13 to 25, right? As soon as them hormones start going, we're dumb as shit, right? And I mean, and even the good kids, right, that are pulling good grades, they're still dumb as shit, right? And it is, I mean, a huge part of your story and how far you guys can go. And that younger generation can and will relate, especially when you're like, oh, yeah, I got my share. You want to sit down? Because what I have right now ain't always been like this, right? You will floor it when, however long you hide it from your kids, right? When you have them. They find out you did time in county, right? And what your behavior was.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be floored.
So I got a question. How big of an impact does the gym make for both of you?
Oh,
Yeah.
waiting on that one.
Yep.
You want to go first?
Go. No, you were ready for it.
You're
Let's
ready,
go.
Dion. Jump in.
You can tell your story.
I say for me, it's more of like, I don't know if you ever heard of like the Diamond Gym or none of that, but Anke made like a quote or something about that, like the steel will never go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you could be mad at it, you could hate it, you could not love it, but if you go in there, it'll always be there. You know? So like for me, like I have a girlfriend, I have an amazing girlfriend, I have my mom, I got Buddy and them. But for me, there's some things sometimes that I just want to go in and like, I want to go in and just put really heavy stuff and just, you know, it's just me and them weights. Because that's sometimes you can talk to a lot of people, and sometimes talking about it for me though isn't enough. Like I'll express it, but I have all that pent up, like I want this more than anything, you know, like I'll die for it. So like, and for me too, I'm believing in like strong body equals strong mind. Mm-hmm. So, and when I started going in, well, first of all, Barrett got me into the gym. He used to go, you know, like, and like, I'd see like gym TikToks. He would send me like the Trend Twins, which is like our generation of like, yeah, let's go. Like, and he would like get me all like, and then I went one day, and then I didn't, you know, it was uncomfortable, so I didn't really like enjoy it. But I went in the whole workout, showed me how to do it, and then I think we went a couple more times, and then I just started going on my own and just started going every day, and I was like there all the time, and then I started like doing research on like splits, like, and then like dietary things and like things that you could do to, because it's kind of cool for me. It's more like just really cool because you get to change whatever. I mean, because for me, like, it's just like, it's like a schedule, like, and you get to go in there and watch every day, like, your just body get better and better. So for me, it's just more of a structure thing, and I know that'll always be there. So if I ever need something to like release or like go out there and like just like get rid of anger or whatever I got, I can just go in there and do it, and no one's gonna bother me. No one can take it from me or nothing.
Yeah. What did Adam always say? Right. Every Tuesday and Thursday. Mad, sad, glad.
Yeah.
Right. Hit the gym. And
Always feel better.
And that's exactly it, right? Me and the iron. That's it.
45 pounds. 45 pounds. Doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, sleeting. Doesn't matter if you're happy. Doesn't matter if you got a girlfriend. Doesn't matter if you got a blister on your foot. It's 45 pounds.
Yes.
It's eternally 45 pounds. Unless you're on a different planet, then gravity changes things. But the gym never lies.
Never.
It's always there for you.
Yep.
It's like you were saying. My favorite part about it is you're mentioning that, like sometimes you just need time yourself to process things.
Yeah.
And it gives you that. Like, just throw some music on and decompress, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's good for everybody to have something to go to.
And you can get jacked in the process, right?
And it's healthy, right?
Yeah.
And it's healthy.
Mm-hmm. And strength in general, just physical strength keeps you, just carrying a bundle of shingles up a ladder. You guys probably get rooftop delivery, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
But it's easier the stronger you are.
Yeah.
So a little short question before we get to the fitness component with you. This is a short answer. You guys skip leg day before you got a rooftop delivery? You got to climb the ladder with bundles?
No,
No?
we don't. We do a roof a day, man. So usually,
you can't run from it,
usually-
so.
Yeah, you can't run.
You don't
from
want to
it.
be a funnel either, right?
Usually, I'll hit legs on like a Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday.
Most of the time I'll hit legs before, like I either hit chest or back.
So fitness in your life.
Man, so my fitness journey started when I was in jail, and just it was as little as doing push-ups, dips, and when I got out, I'd wanted it was hard trying to find what made me happy and what was fun. You know what I mean? I didn't really know what I could do for fun, and I thought back and I was like, dude, I always had a good time working out and always playing sports, and so I decided to go get a membership at Planet Fitness, and dude, it was the best thing I could ever did, and I had built dedication to something. I had saw progress, and then I just fell in love with it. And I go to the gym, man, and because I love that hype feeling. I love, back when I was a kid and stuff. I mean, fighting. It was like, wasn't really the fighting. It was the fighting part, but it was like the hypeness that it brought, and the gym brings that every time you throw in some headphones and some loud bass. It just blocks everything out, and that's all what's in front of you, and it's it's more than, and it's sometimes more gym. It's being healthy, getting your dietary plan going, but yeah, it's had a huge impact on my life. It took a long time for me to just go home, sit down, eat good, and then go to the gym and be okay with that. You know what I mean?
Now let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, Pine Haven Assisted Living. At Pine Haven Assisted Living, they believe in making every resident feel at home. Nestled in the peaceful countryside of Hemlock, Michigan, they offer compassionate care in a family-like environment where residents can enjoy independence with the support they need. Registered nurse-owned and operated, their team provides personalized care, home-cooked meals, and a range of activities to ensure your loved ones continue to live a fulfilling life. They also have alpacas and llamas on site to enrich the lives of their residents. Experience the warmth and comfort of Pine Haven. Call them today at 989-295-6632. That's 989-295-6632. Or you can visit them on their website at pinehavenassistedliving.com. That's pinehavenassistedliving.com for more information. Now, back to the Level Up Life. I talk about this all the time, but I think of fitness, eating right, good nutrition, as a transaction, right? So my old life, the way I used to live, was also a transaction. So all this shit I was doing, putting in my body, drinking, smoking, all the drugs that I did, it was like withdrawing from a account, and that balance represented years in my life. So then I shifted. I got clean. I got into recovery, started eating better, started lifting, started exercising regularly. And now every time I go into the gym, I think about it as money in the bank, right? Like because it doesn't matter how much money you have when you're on your deathbed. What do you want more of? Time. Only way we can try and put more time on the back end of our lives is making good decisions today. That's nutritionally, that's exercise, that's sleep, that's across the board. Everything we put into our bodies, everything we do with our bodies. So I like to think about, I want to be years rich, and by that I'm saying not decrepit.
Yeah.
Not
If you
like,
live to 85, you want to feel good.
I want to be able to go
That
on a
morning
hike.
you die, yeah.
I want to go on a hike if I'm 85, not just exist in a chair. This is my goal. So I think it's really awesome that you guys have this community at work. You have a friendship together. You guys both have can relate with background. You can relate with where you're going. You both hit the gym. Like, you got a lot of things in your life that are going really well. But what's the future look like? What's your goals? where do you see yourself in a year, 5 years, 10 years? What would that dream look like? What's the big picture? You want to be a millionaire, right? So if your goal is to be a millionaire, you're here. What are the steps it takes to get there? Like you may not have the answer to it today. That's okay too. But when you can even just start that thought process of what is this going to take to get to this goal?
Yeah. I think right now, though, I'm more like working on just learning as much as I can in what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Because this is also a valuable skill, too. It may not be something that I want to do when I'm older, but I know next year when Delta gets back out, they got free classes for welding, so that's something I wanted to try. It's also a good thing to have, too. I mean, stuff breaks all the time. I mean, if you go out riding ATVs or something, something breaks. I mean, if you know how to weld something, I'm sure you can get it done. It's just
Save
a
your
good
money,
trade,
too.
and there's good money in it. Yeah, you can go wherever. That's part of, like, I just want to do something that I enjoy, not necessarily more about the money part. Something that I believe that it benefits me as well as I'm helping other people. I don't want to just
You grown.
Yeah.
You grown, bud.
I don't want to just work
That's so cool, man.
to get money. Because, I mean, you can have all the money in the world. I mean, you can have Lamborghinis, cool cars, and all that. But what people don't understand is it's just all stuff. I mean,
I feel like I should get up and shake your hand again because I don't even know the kid from 2 years ago.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's true, man.
At the end of the day, it's all stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, you ain't going to die with it. So, I mean, I like to be here to have a good time, but I also like to be here. A lot of people say they want to be here for a good time, not a long time. I like to be here for both,
Yeah.
Because if you be here for a long time, you get to see a whole lot more stuff. Like, I want to travel. That's my main goal. I want to see stuff in other states and other countries that other people get to see and experience things like they do. Like, I wanted to go to Peru. So I have...
That's on my bucket list. Where in Peru?
I haven't figured that one out yet, but I definitely want to
Machu
go see
Picchu.
Peru. That's where you're going?
Dude.
I just think the water's cool.
Google Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
It's legit, man.
And it's
there's
just-
a hike that you have to be physically fit
Yep.
through the rainforest. Man.
And I just think it's cool, too, because you see, like, that's what they see every day. But to them, the United States might be cool. But to me, they're cool. So, like, it may also, like, do an appreciation aspect of even where I live, Because people that come from other countries think that our place is the most beautifulest and they got
Dude,
the
you're,
coolest stuff.
you're
and
talking
all that.
like a 40-year-old, man.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
With some wisdom
getting out of
there,
Midland,
yeah.
getting further north, and how beautiful our state is.
Yep.
And when it comes to the country, drive it.
Yeah, it's just a
Don't fly,
perspective, actually.
right? Like,
Yeah.
watching the change of landscape, driving from Michigan all the way to Oregon is what we did. And it was just wild. And about halfway through North Dakota, because the first half of North Dakota is like, ugh. And then all of a sudden it was like God woke up from a nap and he was like, let's go.
Yeah.
And it don't stop getting beautiful.
Yeah. Or
But
even
it's-
then, like, I still, like, we'll be on the roof sometimes. Like, every day I'm not going to always want to be at work, I mean, it's hard labor. But when I do sometimes, just the appreciation, like, sometimes you see, like, you look at the sky. Like, you got to think, too, you got to remember, too, a lot of people don't get to see that. And I'm at an age where a lot of people die in our generation now. It's like the 18 to, like, 30. So, like, where a lot of people don't make it because they make a lot of dumb decisions. So, I'm just grateful because a lot of people, especially where I grew up, the rating of like you making it to your 18 was like not very high because a lot of kids got killed from like gang violence or like just people doing drive-bys. So like the age of like you hitting 18 would have been like, oh, you hit that, you gotta get out of here, you know, like.
Yeah.
So just the appreciation, like I even made it this far. Or like even sometimes like Dom and Mr. Clay will like send photos of like when I was little. Like it's just crazy to see that, like, because sometimes I even get there, like I don't feel like I made enough progress. 'Cause we're all like that, you know. But sometimes just going back and looking like, okay, I was here and now I'm here. There's no way I can't say that I haven't made it anywhere.
Right.
You know?
Like I wish you could be sitting right here, you know, knowing you for 2 years
Talking to
and
your
hearing
old
the shit
self.
coming out of your mouth. Like I'm wild. Like
Yeah, same here.
I wanted to get up and give you a hug just hearing you because how deep it was. Like
Yeah.
I'm beyond impressed, dude.
It's awesome, man.
But yeah, I think that's my like goal. I just want to chase peace, you know, just peace and solitude. It's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I got the travel bug.
Yeah, me too. Pretty bad.
I just got it too because I like most of my life I didn't. Well, I met you before I even had flown in a plane. That
Yeah.
tells you. Flew for the first time last year. Went to Florida just again this year and seen some gators in the wild, and like it just makes me want to see more of our beautiful planet.
And they treat them like they're their dogs there. Just pet them, throw food at them.
Oh, this one I didn't treat him like nothing. Like that. I was staying way
I
back.
don't know what you're talking about, he said.
What about you, Barrett?
Looking at the future, I mean, where I would be probably a year, 5 years from now. You know, my biggest plan right now is Buddy had got me a scholarship through GMCA, and I get to go to trade school, and I get to pick whatever class I'd want to take, and I still get to decide on it till August, and that's in set stone, so that's going to happen. And you know, I want to take whatever I learn from there, or maybe it's not what I do for the rest of my life, but I definitely do want to. I definitely do want to travel. I definitely do want to. I want to make a change in my family. You know, I want to have kids. I want to have a stable home. I want my kids to live an amazing life, better than what I had. You know, and I don't see why none of that wouldn't happen. You know.
Yeah. You guys are already breaking cycles from generations, right? I don't know what your grandparents, your parents' lives were like or anything like that, but at least stopping that, because you could have went out and got hooked on heroin because that's what you were exposed to, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't. So breaking cycles, man, and I'm sitting here listening to both of you talk and reflecting on my own journey, like where I was.
damn,
And I was
bro.
like, damn, I was a shithead.
Yeah.
I was a real shithead. When I was, let's see. What
And how
was it?
strong you guys are, right? And not the gym, that mental,
Yeah.
right? There was no way. I was so selfish and so weak-minded at 18, 20 that I wasn't giving anything up,
Yeah.
right? Now, had I been a little bit younger and had one of us or one of you guys telling me that other stuff, would I have listened? I don't know. I think I was too scared to change and too selfish. Because, man, I like getting messed up. But, I mean, that's where that strength is, right? That's where anything from the gym or anything you guys decide about your futures and what you want to make it, you guys got that makeup, right? You're a million times stronger than what I was at that age.
Yeah. I was going to prison at 23. So, and if I could give you guys a gift of something for the future, if you look at what Buddy does, if you look at what we do, it's about chasing purpose.
Yep.
It's about impact on others. It's about because there's things that just you can't place a monetary value on. There's a phrase, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but people will forget what you do to them. They'll forget what you say to them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So, like, when you can know someone, like, this person cares about me, and know, like, from my perspective, when someone thanks me for helping them, it's like, this is literally why I'm here. This is literally why I'm alive still, because that when I got revived, that was when I was like, why am I here? And every time I get the opportunity to help someone, it's for that. It's those moments. That's why I got spared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So help people. Find your purpose, man.
Yep. Y'all are doing it. Don't be shy about your story either. Right? Share it. Whether it's at the gym, you see somebody struggling, pick them up. Get to talking. Don't be shy and feel guilty about where you came from. Use that shit as a launch pad.
That's what I did.
Because, I mean, it's rough and, it's not for everybody. You're not going to feel it all the time, but you guys, people don't have to, whether it's same road, right? Don't have to be that 14-year-old little DJ, that 12-year-old little Barrett, right? Doing dumb shit. It could be anybody, right? And you guys, you're far more impressive than you guys even think about giving yourself credit for.
Don't let it go to your head, though. You guys are doing good. Do you have anything you want to add to today? Any shout-outs you want to give?
Probably my girlfriend, Sophie, my dad, Buddy, especially. Big shout-outs to him. You guys, thanks for having us on here.
Yeah.
Dion for always being there for me, man. That's about it.
I'd say probably Leah, my girlfriend, definitely my mom, for sure Buddy, and then definitely this guy, because he's helped me through a lot of situations I didn't know how to navigate through.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming on. It takes a lot of courage. Keep doing what you're doing. We should all get a lift in sometime, too.
That's what I was thinking.
Bring one of these cameras, too.
Yeah. we'll flex in the mirrors, all the things.
We'll show you guys how to work out.
We'll bring that throwback shoulder routine.
Well, you got to remember, them elbows hurt, so.
Dave talks the whole time. I'm not worried about it.
I talk the whole time? Yeah. Buddy, you were thinking of Buddy, not me.
No.
Because anytime you see me at the gym, you're up front and I'm in the back actually doing stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be fun.
What is it a buddy said? We're like two little girls who just take photos at the gym all the time.
He does the same thing.
I
he just
love
looks
it
like
with,
a big girl.
I love it with Buddy because on that Sunday recovery lift, he's like, I'm not really here working out. I'm like, I know. Like, I have my earbuds in and like, it's jaw day. It's jaw day. And I only do legs over there.
Mandible day is what I call it. Strengthening that mandible.
I think those are the best gym times sometimes.
Yeah.
Being there like 2 hours, you don't even know it, but you're having fun.
It's that community too.
So I like it in between, but that's the days where you're not counting reps. If I'm talking
really.
like I'm working. I'm too old. I don't have time for 2 hours of bullshitting in the gym. I got to work out, but I'll go a little bit lighter. So I just do it until it hurts as we are talking, and I'm just brah.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and help us spread the word and continue the mission. Love you.